And I just scheduled another Ibogaine journey just to see, well, you know what? I'll try it again. I have access to it. The guy who's doing it has been helping me out in sort of in exchange for getting him clients, because I kind of just know everybody through everything that I do. So he's like, well, you can get me a bunch of clients, and in exchange, I'll treat you. So I was like, well, that's cool, because it's a couple $1,000s to get treated. Usually it's like up close to $10,000 to get treated.
Wow.
And you have to do it in certain places where it's actually legal. You can't do it everywhere. So you have to do it either in like Denver, in Santa Clara, in certain place, Oregon now, it's been decriminalized. You have to do it somewhere where it's decriminalized and people can get it. And also, like, you got to kind of trust somebody. I don't think it's something that you buy off the internet. And my guy buys it off the internet, but he knows the source and he's worked with the source a lot before and things like that. So it's just really interesting. I did. So the second time I scheduled it was for October 25th in Denver. I'm like, I'm going to fly to Denver. I'm going to do this. Well, on October 24th, on a Saturday morning, I was watching Mark's kids. And since it happened early in the morning, my phone was off. And Mark walks in and he says, hey, get up. Mom's dead. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, Mom died. And he was just kind of very, he's very smelly, like very stoic, but that's how he always is. And I just started crying. I'm like, what? Like, what happened? And he's like, I don't really know. We just get your clothes on. We got to go over to Dad's and like check it out and everything. And I was just like wrecked. You know what I mean? Like the whole world just came crashing down in a minute. And before that, I was having so much fun. I was sleeping. I was having a good dream. And then I wake up to that, and it was just horrible. And so we go over and we see my dad, and I was like, I'm supposed to go to Denver tomorrow and do this Ibogaine trip, but I can't go, man. Like I was telling, and then Mark and Andy were both like, no, you should just go. Do what you were supposed to do. Like if you have that set up, because I was also going to help some other people get treated, but I was going to take a smaller dose myself, what's called a booster dose. So I went to Denver, did a booster dose. And I don't think, like, I cried during the whole thing, the ceremony, and thought about my mom a lot, but I came out of it going, you know what? Your mother's a legend. Like, nobody's done what she's done. All she wanted to do is be a good mom. She ended up being in a movie that's affected millions and millions of people's lives, that's helped millions and millions of people, helped people talk to their mom about drugs, helps people to talk to their mom about steroids. It's helped people relate to their family better. It's helped people feel good about themselves. And like everything, I just looked at it as I talk, so I'm excited, right? But I just took that death and turned it into joy, And they say with enough love, all pain becomes medicine, right? And so I love that quote, because it's like, just my mom would have dumped love on the pain, and if you dump enough love on the pain, that becomes your medicine. And so I just became so almost like happy that she was out of pain, that she wasn't suffering anymore. She didn't have to deal with she wasn't happy. And but she put on a happy face every day, but inside I know she wasn't happy because she was in so much pain, and I knew exactly where she was coming from, and it just sort of shifted my perspective on everything. And I've just been so strong throughout the whole thing, and I really think it's because of using psychedelics that I didn't like break. I told Mark, I said, it's kind of amazing. When something bad would happen before, like when Mad Dog died, I just started drinking and taking drugs like crazy. Not even like subconsciously, I just did. I don't know why, but when my mom died, it just, after I did that Ibogaine thing, I was just like, I didn't even think of drinking. It'd be like the last thing I'd ever want to do now. And now I look at it as, what would be the last thing that your mom would ever want you to do? Drink or do drugs. But I think there are drugs, not do the drugs that I was doing before that were bringing me down a bad path.